Now, just a few weeks ago, it was handshakes and smiles when North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and US President Donald Trump met at the DMZ. But the North might have made things even more complicated now by launching two projectiles in which the South Korean military presumes are short-range missiles into the East Sea.
And for more, let's get straight to our Defense Ministry correspondent Kim Ji-yeon. Now, Ji-yeon, have we learned anything new about North Korea's launch?
I'm afraid not, and it's highly unlikely that Seoul's Defense Ministry will give more details about the latest launch, at least for today. Given my past experience when us reporters were briefed about North Korea's launch in May. And the most recent piece of news was about the flying distance of the second short-range missile, in which South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said flew some 690 kilometers from North Korea's eastern city of Wonsan towards the East Sea. As to how the second missile flew nearly 700 kilometers, that puts nearly all of the South Korean territory in its range, is a big question, and this is why it's stating the projectile is presuming to be missiles, is presuming to be projectiles because it could be a new tactical guided weapon. Another question is on whether it's likely to be a North Korean version of Russia's Iskander-class missile, which can carry nuclear warheads and can evade existing anti-missile systems. The military said it's presumed to have been launched from the ground using a transporter erector launcher, which means the missile could be moved to be from a desired location and not bound to a standard missile launch site, making it harder to predict North Korea's movements in advance. The same goes for the first short-range missile, which flew some 430 kilometers at 5:34 a.m. Thursday, 23 minutes before the second missile in the same Wonsan location, both of them with altitudes between 50 and 60 kilometers. The first missile flew some 200 kilometers further than the one launched by the North in May this year.
Regarding North Korea's firing of projectiles presumed to be short-range missiles this morning, after the last one fired in May, South Korea and U.S. military are currently sharing information and are analyzing data in detail. The South Korean government has been monitoring the situation and urges North Korea to halt such actions, which are not helpful in lowering military tensions on the Korean peninsula.
As to whether Seoul's defense ministry views the recent launch as a violation of the Inter-Korean Comprehensive Military Agreement signed by the two Koreas last September to alleviate military tensions in the peninsula, the spokesperson said the firing goes against the spirit of the said agreement.
Now, Ji-yeon, tell us more about the area the missiles were launched from Wonsan, and how do you expect this to affect the denuclearization talks?
Well, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said that it's been closely watching the Wonsan area, and Kim Jong-un has been making public appearances there. And it's speculated that Kim Jong-un could have been at the site when the launches were made this morning. It also believes that summertime military drills are currently underway in the north, and earlier this week, the North showed Kim Jong-un inspecting a new submarine, a move believed to be aimed at trying to raise pressure to get an upper hand ahead of possible nuclear talks with Washington. There's also speculation the recent launch could delay the resumption of working-level talks stated between Pyongyang and Washington, and North Korea has said the planned joint military drill between Seoul and Washington goes against the pledge to improve relations made by President Trump to Kim Jong-un. Back to you.